Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for, I guess it's not the weekly, is it? Can you tell the last 12 videos I did were weeklies? I'm in a habit now, in a pattern. Anyway, this is for a daily tarot forecast, and this forecast is for June the 12th. We're going to do 3 cards for each sign and just see what comes up for everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started with Aries right off the bat. Okay, so Aries, what you guys have showing up here is the Watcher in reverse. You have the Phoenix, and you have the Healer. Okay, Aries. This is really interesting. Normally, whenever I do these readings, it's all about the person. And sometimes we'll have somebody that shows up in your sphere of influence. This, to me, looks like this is about somebody in your sphere of influence almost completely. So anyway, you've got the Watcher in reverse, and you've got the Phoenix. So the Watcher in reverse is telling me, Aries, that there is somebody that is not watching you, is not looking at you, is not paying attention to you, is not giving you attention. And the reason they're not giving you the attention that they normally used to give you is that they are rebuilding or building their own life. Rebuilding, we're going to say with the Phoenix here. They're really focused on rebuilding their own life. And so they're no longer giving you the attention that they used to give you. And why is this happening? Because this person is healing. With this healer card, this person is going through the healing process and taking the time to go through some healing for themselves. Interesting. I'm really surprised that your reading is all about somebody that's in your sphere of influence. They must be heavy on your mind for that to happen. Okay, let's look next at Taurus. And this is going to be Taurus for June the 12th. Thank you, all of you who are hanging out with me. I do appreciate your precious time today. La da 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 da. Danny T. Hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. How are you? Alrighty, so Taurus, what you guys have showing up is the Lovers, the Sojourner, and the Eight of Scrolls in reverse. That's interesting. At first glance, these look like really super positive cards, but the energy feels a little bit rougher as I dig in and feel into them. With the Lovers and the Sojourner, he would normally be the King of Mirrors. But in this deck, I very much, especially right now, see him as the Sojourner. So to me, there is some kind of partnership that you're in. Can be romantic for a lot of you, but it also could be like a work partnership or a friendship where somebody is actually traveling and they're away with that sojourn. They're going on a trip or a journey. And why is this happening? This is happening because there was some kind of lack of communication, and it feels like there's a couple stories playing out here. If there was a lack of communication between you and this other person, they may have felt like they needed to go their own way. But also for some of you, I feel like there's a lack of communication between this person that you're in partnership with and somebody else. And because there's a lack of communication, they feel the need to go and see what's going on with this other person. And it feels like it could be a family member. So this could be somebody that is a partner to you that is actually going on a journey to see about a family member that they haven't heard from very much at all. Maybe tribe member, but still somebody that's important to them. Hmm. Interesting. Glad to hear that you're doing good. You still got the black heart thing going on, huh? I'm fantastic, my dear. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. All right, let's look at Gemini next. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. I do appreciate those thumbs ups on these videos. They actually make the videos more visible to more people, which means I get to help more people, which makes me happy, happy, happy. So thank you guys. All right, Geminis is who we are looking at next. Geminis are who we are looking at next. What's the best way to say that? La da 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 da, la da da da. Let's find out what's going on with y'all. Okay, Geminis, 2 of spirals showing up in reverse. Wheel of Fortune, we like that card. And the Poet. That could be a very romantic card. Typically, that person is not a very romantic person, though, so this should be interesting. Let's see what happens. Gemini, Gemini. 2 of spirals with the Wheel of Fortune. You do have a decision to make, and no matter what decision you make, it is a good one. The reason you're having a hard time making this decision is that every option you could choose here is a good one. You've got the Wheel of Fortune coming up here. This is telling me that even in this confused time, things are still going smoothly for you. And so I think with this Wheel of Fortune coming up while you're dealing with this confusion about making this decision, I think that the answer to this decision will be made clear to you fairly easily. And why is this all happening? Because you have a poet showing up in your sphere of influence. I'm really thinking and feeling, I guess I should say, rather than thinking, what I'm really feeling is there's some kind of philosophy that you're looking at, philosopher that you're talking to. Maybe you're reading a book that has a philosophy that you haven't considered before. And I think it's because you're looking at the idea of maybe this philosophy holds water. And so you are looking at, if that philosophy holds water, then I have some choices that I didn't realize I had. And so you're just looking at making that decision. And I think the reason you're having the trouble making the decision is because you are looking at it through this new perspective that you didn't have until just recently. And so I think, Geminis, you're looking at, should I look at this? Should I handle this decision in the old way that I used to always handle it? Or should I put this new philosophy to the test and try it out? Ripple Snake, hey, hey, glad to see you here, honey bunny. How are you today? Zuli, hey, hey. Glad to see you. How are you doing? Glad to see y'all in the room. Glad to see y'all in the room. Cancers are up next. This is Cancer for June the 12th. 2020. We've had some interesting reads so far. Well, I'm glad that you were able to stop by and hang out for a little bit. Okay, so Cancer, you have the 10 of Stones showing up in reverse. You have the Divine Child. And you have the 9 of Spirals. Okay, so Cancers. By the way, we are using the Chrysalis Tarot deck today, just for those of you wondering. Cancers, you have the 10 of Stones in reverse and the Divine Child. Look at that. You have an ending that's not quite happening and a beginning here. So Cancers, I do think that something has happened with your sense of security or stability recently. And I think that you are really going through and exploring that whole situation and exploring, okay, so this has happened. So this is how I feel about it. So now what can I do about it? You're exploring how do you remedy this sense of shaken security. I won't even say loss of security. I don't think it's that strong, but there's a sense of shaken security. And so you're exploring, you're looking at ideas, both traditional and non-traditional, about what you can do to feel more secure and stable again. Why is this happening? 9 of Spirals. Because you're in preparation, basically. It almost is the same message over again. So this is a card that says that you're preparing for something. But there's also a heavy emphasis on wind here or breath here. There's a lot of talk about this too. And I think all this talk about how do you fix this situation or how do you make this situation more stable again, I think all of this talk is what has really got you motivated to actually be out there taking action about trying to fix this. Gemini was a pretty decent one. So that's Cancer. Amethyst, Amethyst, glad to see you here, my dear. The whole crowd's in town today. We like this. All right, up next, let's take a peek at Leo. This is going to be Leo for June the 12th. Alrighty, Leos. Y'all start off with the Companion. 2 of Scrolls in reverse. La da 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 da. And the Poet in reverse. Leos. Okay, with the Companion and the 2 of Scrolls in reverse, Leos, I do think that sometime between now and the end of June 12th, you're trying to make a decision about something that you want to do, and you're having trouble with making that decision to move forward because you are trying to take into consideration preferences and concerns of a companion that you have. And I feel like their preferences and concerns may not be fully aligned with where you want to go with your decisions here. And so I think that's why you're having trouble making this decision, is you're trying to figure out where are your priorities with your companion's preferences and with doing what you can to keep that relationship alive and sacrificing a little bit of this decision, or whether it's more important to go ahead and make the decision that you know is right for you and sacrifice the companion relationship or the companion's concerns and let them tough it out. Kind of a tough decision for sure, Leos. And why is this happening? Because you've got the Poet in reverse. I think that where life had seemed sort of smooth and maybe even had a little bit of the looking through rose-colored glasses type of energy before, now realities of things, where the rubber meets the road, are kind of hitting you in the face. And as you're considering what the realities are, that's sort of changing. It's changing as you take off the rose-colored glasses and you see the realities. It's changing the way that you're making decisions. Okay, that's for Leos. Leo, Leo, Leos. Mm-hmm. My dad's first name is Leo. And he was kind of curious about my work. I'd been doing this for 3 or 4 years. And he said, oh, came to visit when I lived in Colorado. I said, you have a YouTube channel. You do videos. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I'd be interested to see the video for me for the week. Now, my dad is a Sagittarius. Somehow, I got that all out of whack. And instead of setting him up with the Sagittarius video to watch that, I set him up with the Leo video to watch that. I guess because it's his first name, I got confused. It was funny because he said, whoa, that really resonated. I don't think he used those words. He wouldn't have known to use the word resonated. But anyway, I don't know why just the whole word Leo made me think of that. It was interesting. Gotcha, Amethyst. Yeah, life can have some tough decisions sometimes. That's funny. Just as I said, life could have some tough decisions sometimes, the sorceress came out. It's like Spirit saying, yeah, that's when you get a reading. You go see somebody like Amista. All right. I always like Spirit's sense of humor. Virgo, you guys are up next. This is Virgo for June the 12th. See, the people that pay attention to the timestamps, they don't get to get in on all this little extra stuff that happens between the signs, do they? Okay, Virgos, you guys have Bella Rosa in reverse. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And you have the Strength card right side up. Okay, so Virgos, I think I'm kind of liking this message. You guys are my heroes, okay, Virgos? At least through the end of the 12th. So basically, you have a temptation or a fear that you are not giving into. And you're having a hard time with it. With that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it really is a test. It really is testing you. But you're still not giving into it. With this card coming up in reverse, Bella Rosa in reverse, you're not giving into that temptation or that fear. Why? Why? Because look up. Look here, Virgos. You guys have taken the time to strengthen yourself, to make a plan. What am I going to do when this happens again? To get ready. You've made sure that you're nice and strong for the next time this temptation or fear comes up, and that work has paid off. Look at you guys. Woo, woo. If we were in person, you would definitely have a high five followed by a hug. We're going to pretend social distancing doesn't exist anymore, since we're doing this all online anyway. Okay, what's next? Good for you, Zuli. Congratulations. Congratulations on the card you just got. Next up, let's look at Libra for June the 12th. I hear you, Amethyst. You're doing it, though. Libra, 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 June the 12th. Okay, so Libras, you guys have the Ace of Spirals in reverse. 3 of Spirals in reverse. Bella Rosa showing up again. Last card for you, Libras. Okie dokie, Smokey, what do we have here? So Libras, you guys have a situation where you were planning on collaborating with somebody else on some type of project or activity, and that collaboration portion has fallen through. And so you're feeling really apathetic about working on that project or activity at all at this point. Why did that collaboration fall through? Well, we've got Bella Rosa. because of somebody being fearful or because of somebody giving into an addiction that they had or a temptation that they had. Is this you or is this somebody else? I think this is your other person. I think this is somebody else that's in your sphere of influence that you were going to collaborate with that gave into a temptation or a fear. We know that's not a Virgo, right? We just saw that. It's not a Virgo. It might be any of the other 11 signs, but Virgos, man, they're on point. So because somebody fell prey to their own temptation, addiction, or fear, the collaboration is no longer happening and you're feeling really apathetic about the whole collaboration and situation. Okay, that's for you, Libras. Temptation with a hamburger. Are you a vegetarian? Don't be a dumpster fire. What are you talking about, Ripple Snake? Last night I set my frickin' propane barbecue grill on fire. How do you do that, you ask? Because you try to burn away all the sawdust in the bottom of it. Yeah, I think everybody needs some good news. Today is actually a better day than we've had for a while as far as predictions. Gotcha. Well, the hamburger itself is okay. Just get rid of the bread. Alrighty, let's see here. I'm more of an Adkins type of girl. And if I would stick to that, I would actually be a good advertisement for them. I've lost a lot of weight doing the Atkins diet, and then I come off of it, and that weight comes right back. All right, let's look at Scorpios. This is going to be Scorpio, 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 fellow Scorpios for June the 12th, anytime between now and June 12th. Let's see what we got. What do we have? I ate lots of bacon on my Atkins diet too. Alrighty, let's see here. Scorpios, fellow Scorpios, we have a 3 of mirrors, woot woot. We have the Watcher. This is called the Queen of Mirrors in this deck, so technically that would be us. I can see how that would be us, actually. If you look at us, I mean, we're kind of quiet. We do kind of watch. We pick up a lot of information without saying any information about ourselves. That could be us. 6 of Stones. Okay. What do we have here, guys? This is nice. Good times with friends for us. So hanging out with some friends and really enjoying it. And yes, we are going to be being our normal self where we're not saying that much about us, but we are soaking up information about them. We don't try to be mysterious. We're just more interested in other people than we are in talking about ourselves most of the time. We know what's going on in our lives. We want to know about everybody else. So anyway, we are enjoying times with friends and we are being our normal self where we're paying attention to them and not, putting us in anybody's faces. I like it. Why is this happening? Look at this. We've got a 6 of Stones. Because we have, these people are people that we have reciprocal relationships with. In other words, these are even relationships. These are not like codependent relationships or relationships of somebody who's using somebody else for some other reason or whatever, for finances or whatever. These are reciprocal relationships where we're all on equal standing with each other and we're all able to encourage and help and uplift each other. That's a really nice one. Wow. Man, something about this energy has definitely shifted from how it has been. I think the last time I did these, there was only like 2 nice ones out of the 12. Yep, I get that. Between clients and family and friends, I can spend so much time on the phone that like it's time to be at work and I'm like, I did nothing today outside of work. My house is a disaster. Hello there, hello there. At SSLA Studio Supporting Local Artists. What a long name you have. So where is this Studio Supporting Local Artists? Where is this located? I don't think I've seen you in the room before, so welcome. Up next, we're looking at Sagittarius for June the 12th. Sagittarius, Wisconsin. Well, we're glad you're here. What kind of local artists do you support in Wisconsin? Sagittarius, you guys have the Poet. You also have the 5 of Scrolls. And you have the 9 of Stones. Okay, so Sagittarians. With this Poet and the 5 of Scrolls, it looks to me like you could be in some kind of debate or argument where you are presenting your side of things very eloquently. Very eloquently. I guess I'm still sitting here because I'm trying to figure out how to say the rest of what is coming through. Sometimes when we're in a debate or an argument and we're expressing things very eloquently, we kind of forget that sometimes it's not as important to be right as we kind of think it is. As our ego thinks it is. So you want to be careful what kind of debates or arguments you get involved in, even when you are expressing eloquently. I mean, I think you are coming out on top here. A lot of times with that 5 of Swords card, though, there's this sense of, okay, well, I won, but at what expense? Okay. So there's a little bit of that woven in here, but not a whole lot of it. So I feel like I need to warn, but not sure how strong I need to warn about that. Okay. Now, why is all this happening? Why are you in this debate or argument? Well, because you are a very independent person, and I feel like you're very independent in your own thoughts. You're what do we call those? Critical thinkers. You're a critical thinker. Not necessarily meaning you're like a Debbie Downer naysayer, but like that when somebody says something to you, you don't just automatically accept that it's right and correct. You think about, does that make sense to you or not? Okay. As in, let's say that somebody tells you that they have a headache and that light hurts their eyes right now. And then they tell you that they are planning on spending the afternoon out sunbathing. Critical thinking kind of demands that you question how bad their headache really is or how good a decision sunbathing might be. Where if you weren't a critical thinker, you would just go along with it. Oh, they're sunbathing and oh, they have a headache. All right. So anyway, I'm getting off on a sidetrack here. Anyway, you are somebody who thinks original thoughts and who does things, looks at things more independently. And you have a very strong spirit. Like you don't let people tell you how things should be. You're very independently oriented. Okay. And because you're so independently oriented, it makes it really easy for you to not have any kind of fears or trepidations about getting into a debate or argument with somebody. And you have plenty of confidence to be very eloquent in that. Okay? That's Sagittarius. Photography, crafting, tattoos. Oh, lots of people. Alrighty. Let's look next at Capricorn. This is going to be Capricorn for June the 12th, really anytime between now and June the 12th. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da. Capricorn, your first two cards just fell out for us. Capricorn's divine child showing up first. Wheel of Fortune showing up in reverse. Five of Mirrors coming out last. Okay. Capricorns. I think you're staying up late nights thinking about something, trying to explore some kind of new ideas. And you're having a hard time really getting anywhere with these new ideas or these new explorations that you're trying to move forward with. And why is this happening? Capricorns, I think a lot of you are seeking some type of enlightenment. And I get the sense that a lot of you would not use that term to say what I'm saying. Okay. But you guys are seeking some kind of new understanding, maybe might be how you would say it more, or new information, new wisdom about something that you feel like would be beneficial for you to have. And with this Wheel of Fortune coming up in reverse, this is kind of slow going. And even with this divine child, it shows that you're just like at the very beginning stages of this process of trying to find that new information and new understanding. And it's slow going right now. You don't have the momentum built up yet to have that start to really roll in with a lot of aha moments. There's just every little bit of information you're putting together is just one little tiny piece at a time right now. But I do want you to be encouraged that when you stick with something like that, then things do start to build momentum and start to come in faster and faster with more of those little clicks, more of those little aha moments where you go, I get it now. So stick with it, Capricorn. I think you're doing good. Next, we're going to look at Aquarius. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. I appreciate all of those. Those do allow more people to see me on YouTube, so those are greatly appreciated. And also, those of you who are sharing this video with others who may find it beneficial, thank you for that as well. The more people I can help, the happier I am. And this is my best way I know to get some free help out to a bunch of people. Aquarius is up next. For basically any time between now and the end of June the 12th. Let's see what y'all get. Okay, so Aquarius. You guys have the Illusionist showing up here. 8 of Scrolls showing up here. 3 of Mirrors showing up in reverse. Okay, Aquarius, you have kind of a tough message right now. This is basically saying that you're communicating hot and heavy with somebody who is very much an illusionist. So what they're communicating back and forth with you is definitely not the truth. Okay. So whatever ideas and perceptions you're getting from this person that you're communicating back and forth with, I'm hearing like almost all day, almost continuously, be very cautious, be very careful. I forget exactly what's going on with Neptune, but Neptune is the planet that talks about illusions sometimes. There's definitely some kind of illusion happening here, Aquarius. And why is this happening? Well, this is a little bit more of a clue about who it is that you're talking to. This is because you have a friend who is my first impression on this card is this is a false friend. So this is somebody who is acting as a friend, or at least on the surface acting as a friend, but really is not your friend, Aquarius. So, pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on with somebody that you're communicating with a lot that you would consider a friend, or at least that people on the outside looking in would consider to be your friend. Stephanie Nelson. Thank you for saying that. All right, Zulie. Hello, hello, and goodbye, goodbye. You have a great day, my dear. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, let's look at Pisces. This is going to be Pisces for anytime between now and the end of June the 12th. Glad you're here today, Miss Stephanie. Hope you're doing well. How are you? Alrighty, so Pisces. What you guys have showing up is the Weaver in reverse, Six of Mirrors in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse. Or excuse me, not in reverse. Well, thank you, SSLA. If you want to stay for a little bit extra at the end of the reading, that would be awesome. I'd like to do a little something special for you. Okay, so Pisces. What do we have going on here? You've got the Weaver in reverse and the Six of Mirrors in reverse. It looks to me like there is somebody who came back from the past for you, Pisces. And I think that what you're doing is you are unraveling any ideas that they might have of moving forward with you in the future. Okay? Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Alrighty. And la da 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 da. Why is this happening? This is happening because you're already in a commitment and moving forward towards some goals in the future with somebody else. So if you have somebody coming back from the past that wants to put something back together, whether it's a business activity or romantic or whatever, you're not feeling it because you've already moved on. You're already doing something else that looks like it's going to work out well, and you're already in partnership with somebody else. And so that's why you're unraveling for this other person who comes back from the past any ideas that they might have about the two of you moving forward in the future. Good for you with being really clear on that, Pisces. I'm happy for you. Let's do a little reading for your studio, actually. So that concludes like all the signs. So I want to do something a little bit special for SSLA since they dropped that little coin on me. I appreciate that. Want to return that energy. So let's look at SSLA. Let's look at you guys over the next month. What can you guys expect? in general. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you cards kind of as I put them down. The first thing that we have coming up, I'm basically doing a modified Celtic cross. So you have the King of Mirrors showing up in reverse with the Sojourner in reverse. This, to me, the first impression I got when I saw this is you're staying put for a while as far as the studio. So I don't see a whole lot of promotion, of getting out and about, festivals, any other places where you might do promotions. This would also talk about anything over like the airwaves, internet, that type of stuff. To me, this is staying put for a while. This is relying a lot on the regular word of mouth and that type of thing. Okay. You're quite welcome. And then what we've got that crossed by is the Pilgrim or the Page of Scrolls. This just means that you're looking at and researching the best ways to do your own types of promotion, advertising, things like that. The best way to get the word out about yourself. Okay, so that's why you're kind of staying still and you're sort of being quiet, because you're looking at, okay, where's the biggest bang for the buck, or where's the biggest bang for the amount of energy that we put in. All right. So next thing I want to look at is what's going on kind of behind the scenes, basically, for you guys as you're doing this research and you're just being quiet as you do this research. Behind the scenes, we still have people working. Look at that. The artiste shows up. So you still have people working. The people that you're already working with are still doing their thing, still working with you and appreciating you. Also could be communicating about you to others in the community is going on behind the scenes as well. And then what's going on at the surface that you can actually see while you're going through all this. Okay, something's going on that I don't really like seeing here. This is a Three of Skulls. This is some kind of heartbreak or grief. So something's going on as far as with your organization, and this may be because you're still trying to figure out how do we get our name out there. And as you're figuring that out, this can be a really tough time frame for you guys to go through. This may be more about realizing that you don't have the resources that you want to have to do the things that you want to do. And so coming to that, facing the whole idea of, okay, so we have to be really, really smart, really thrifty, and maybe we even have to cut back with the ideas of the promotions that we want to do to get out there to let other people know about us. So in this case, like the best thing that you can count on, just as being somebody who's done their own promotion, is word of mouth, which is actually still going on. So even though you've got this Three of Stones, and I'm not a candy coder, anybody who's come to me for a reading will tell you this, even though you've got this Three of Scrolls coming up in the surface with this heartache or this grief, I don't think that that should be taken as seriously as it could be because of what's going on behind the scenes. Okay? So now let's look a little bit into the past of this situation before you started doing research on promotion, what was going on. Aw, the storyteller. So you were telling people all about your dream, all about the idea of having this in motion, having some momentum with this, and having this in action. So that's in the past. I really like that. This tells me that basically you were sharing the dream with other people. This could have been even about getting investors to come on board, or this could be about getting artists to come on board even. What do we have coming up for the immediate future? For the immediate future, we have the Hanged Man, which is always kind of a frustrating thing to get as what's going on in the immediate future. But this just means still continuing to take some time to ponder and look at every angle and really think things over before you move forward. All right. Now, next, let's look at best advice in this particular situation for your organization. La, da, 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 da. Part of the best advice is that changing locations is going to be a really good thing for you. Okay. Changing locations for your organization is going to be really good. So wherever your organization is based now, you may want to look at, okay, where could we be that people would have more access to us? I'm not saying you necessarily have to change state, but didn't you say you're out of Wisconsin? Anyway, you're going to know more about this than me. This is just really open in general. Next card that I want to look at is going to tell me about outside influences, things that you don't have control of that are influencing the organization. Can we all say COVID before the card even hits the ground? Queen of Stones actually in reverse. So COVID obviously has been impacting everybody, but how it's been impacting everybody is that there's a lack of participation. There's a lack of collaboration because of COVID right now. Okay. Now, next we want to look at hopes or fears about the situation for you, for your organization. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. See, if you've got twin ports, then you may even be wanting to think about should we consolidate? Or you maybe want to think about, are there better locations for both? Better locations for one or the other? Ooh, I think you need a reading. I think you need a reading just around that one point. That's just me, though. I'm just saying. Okay, hopes or fears? Okay, so the fears are that you would be disappointed around this situation with whatever you do with your promotion as you move forward. Okay, the hope is, I just had this in my brain too. The hope is that more and more people start to participate and begin to feel like a part of your programs or a part of your organization. That's funny. All of this is about promotion for yourself, and you give coaching for self-promotion for the artists. How hilarious is that? Okay, let's look at the final outcome. And what were we looking at, like the next month here? Is that what I said earlier? So this will be where you are a month from now. Got to teach what you know, right? Final outcome. Oh, lovely. 7 of Stones. This is my healing card. Okay. This talks about healing. You can see there's some herbs right around her. She's got a little, I can't remember the name of the instrument. Music can be very healing. Water is very healing. The stones talk about foundation. This can also be about financial healing with those stones there as well. Okay. But there is healing for this organization because of the actions that you're taking. Okay. Because of this movement. To me, with that advice being about move to a place where people have more access to you, that's going to be the thing that brings in this healing. Okay, it brings in more participation. All right, so thank you very much for the kind donation, and I hope that that turns out to be helpful for you. If you want a reading about actually moving and location, then check out my website. I would be happy to read for you about that or anything else. But anyway, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do appreciate y'all spending some of your wonderful time with me today. And thank you for those of you who put thumbs ups on this video. I do appreciate that as well. And everybody who's sharing this video with others that it may be helpful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The more people it gets in front of, the happier I am. And thank you to those of you who are ordering private readings from me. It is because of all of you guys' support at every single level that I'm able to do what I do for my living. And I'm very happy with doing this for my living. So thank you very much. Everyone have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all back here on the next video if I don't see you before that in a private reading. Peace out.